So right now it's about 3:15 in the afternoon. I'm up here on the terrace, and the thermometer right down here shows 29.4 degrees and 58% humidity, relative humidity. Actually, this is a pretty comfortable spot considering everything today. Out on the outside, the west wall facing the sun, the temperature out there was almost 33 degrees. Relative humidity around the same. Now we're up to 59. Um, so with that humidity, uh, it brings it feels like like humididex, they call it. It feels like 43 degrees out there, and here it would probably be about 39, 40 degrees. Meanwhile, inside the house, the humidity is in the low 40s, probably 41, 42, 43. The temperature I have the AC set to is 25 degrees, and it keeps the humidity down. And I'll explain that in a few minutes. Um, so this here would read about 27, 28 degrees. I have another thermometer on another wall. It says 27 degrees. So with the low 40s humididex, it might feel like 28, 29. But when you come in from the cold, I'm sorry, when you go from the outside of the house to the inside of the house, it's a completely different. It's like you're in a refrigerator. And this is the big reason why I'm able to keep my power bill so low. And there's other factors too, which I'll explain here. And just because of the way our house was constructed, where it's constructed, there's a few details here. Our house is in the barrio, and it's open breeze. So we typically get a nice breeze from the south here most days. And like you can't get around humidity in the Philippines. Afternoon, you're pushing 60% humidity, some days more. If it's rainy season, even higher than that. At night, that's the other thing too. Humidity raises at night in a tropical country. So our house being built out here, um, our house has high ceilings, which helps. We have our corrugated roof painted, well, pretty well white. It's a light gray, but it's like white with liquid sealer paint. So um, that keeps heat from getting in. Goes a long way to keeping the solar heat out. Same with the outside of our house. It's all painted white, so that goes a long way to keeping the inside cool. We have reflective windows, just basic reflective windows. Um, we keep the blinds closed. They're just beige blinds, and we keep the doors closed. And that's I'm always chasing around people who are going in and out of the house, and the doors are swinging open. And so the trick is keeping the humid air out, keeping the indoors as dry as possible. And the way to do that is to run your air conditioner in dry mode. Now, on all the air conditioners out there, certainly all of the dual inverter ACs that we have in our wall, some of the other small ones also have dry mode. Maybe not. You have basically four modes to choose from. You'll see it on your remote control. It'll either light up or in the display, and you cycle through your modes on the AC unit. You will have your you it might be auto mode or heat mode. You will have your cool mode, you'll have your fan mode, and you'll have dry mode. Your auto mode might be set to, temperatures and daytime and the schedule or whatever. That's complicated. I don't even know how to use it on my ACs. Your cool mode runs your compressor pretty well all the time, and your fans, and that is the refrigerator mode. That's what you when you walk into any shopping mall or restaurant establishment, they've got those big honking monolith ACs sitting in there, and they're just blasting the cool mode. I mean, you could have meat hooks around and hang your meats. So that's what that cool mode is doing. You're keeping your temperature down. You might feel comfortable at 21 degrees or 22 degrees or even lower. But when you're doing that, you're consuming a whole whack of electricity. To put it in peso values, that could be 5,000 pesos a month for one AC running 18 hours a day. We have one AC that we run in the living room. Actually, we had a big dispute when we were building our house. My wife and I, we were in Canada at the time. We were still working. We were funding the project. We had relatives here taking care of it. And when they got the AC company to come in and quote for a sale, the AC guy was insisting that they put two air conditioners in our living room. And then we have a smaller one in one of our bedrooms. He insisted on having two. And I was saying, no, we only need one, because I knew the effectiveness of one dry mode air conditioner will do the trick. And the AC guy won the argument with our relatives here. They ended up putting in two. We ended up paying for an extra air conditioner that sits there. We hardly ever use it. I do use it once in a while, when there's a bunch of people coming over for a gathering, and then the living room gets congregated by a bunch of people who like to sit in a cool environment on their devices. So with the added rise in temperature of all the people in the room, the humidex goes up. Doors are open all the time. So I flick on the second one, and I put them on dry mode. If if someone else gets a hold of my remote, it will go to cool mode, and it will go to the coldest temperature possible, which is usually about 18 degrees or low. And they'll be blasting. Then you can put up the meat hooks. Same thing with their bedroom. If people go congregate into the bedroom, they'll put on the AC, and then if they see the remote, they'll go put it on cool mode. And likewise, and we don't have any fans. Like, there's a couple of fans in the house. There's one in their second bedroom that we use. You don't need the fans now in your non-cooled homes, your open air houses. In the Philippines, typically they'll have several fans, and it's like being on an airport tarmac with the airplane propellers. Just they're not very comfortable, because you get this wind noise in your ears. So the dry mode, and you have to do your research on it to figure out exactly how it works. But the dry mode runs the compressor intermittently. It does not cycle it very much. Like you can reduce your consumption from going on dry mode over your cool mode. You can reduce your consumption to like 20 or 30%, like, or at least from my experience, you can easily bring it down. And what it does, it removes the humid air and replaces it with dry air. Basically, that's all it's doing. There's a fan in there circulating that dry air, sucking the humidity out. And because the humidity in the evening rises, I have to keep that on 24/7. Otherwise, if I turn it off or turn it on fan mode, will come out in the morning and it's like the whole house will be just as humid as it is outside. So in the bedroom, actually during the day, I can go take a nap in the bedroom most days without even turning the AC on. It's comfortable enough from the house ambient temperature and humidity. At night, we pretty well have to put it on. Otherwise, that humidity creeps up. Now, AC is one factor for electricity costs. And like I said in the thumbnail, our power bill will usually be 3,000 to maybe 3,200 pesos a month. And everywhere I see on social media, when people talk about the cost of living in the Philippines, their power bill is up to 10,000 or more. So now AC is a big part of that. Keep your keep your environment sealed from the outdoor humidity. Keep it on dry mode. The dry mode will, on my AC, it has a preset temperature for dry mode on our LG dual inverter of 25 degrees, which is fine. It's comfortable. And with the drops of humidity, I can get it down into the 40s and it'll feel like 27, 28, 29 around there. And you feel cool. It's cold enough, cold enough that you feel like, oh well, I don't even need it on, but you do. You need it on because otherwise, it's gonna it's gonna get very uncomfortable. Um, we use a gas stove, so there's no uh, electrical consumption there. Rice cookers are minimal. We don't use any water heaters. For some people install water heater for their showers. That'll consume quite a bit of power. They might have hot water tank for their water for washing and that. Overconsumption devices, televisions and computers, gaming devices, that can all be factors. But we're fortunate, as I mentioned in the opening, that the way our house is constructed, it's easy to keep the indoor environment much more comfortable than outdoors, keeping that humidity down. So the key there is keep your doors closed, keep your windows closed, keep your blinds down when the sun is around. And yeah, like if you have inverter AC and you're running cool, try the dry mode. You'll see a difference on your bill. And I don't know. I don't know if you have a bill that's twice as much or three times as much as mine. There are ways you can lower it because what's 3,000 pesos in Canada is like $75 Canadian. So we're looking at 75, $80 Canadian. Whereas if I was consuming a lot more, I could triple that, and then that's like well over $200 Canadian. I don't know if it, for me, I like to save a dollar. So anyhow, I thought I'd share that. That's it for today.